Opening. Have you ever wondered why some families seem to thrive for generations, while others struggle against invisible obstacles? What if the secret isn't just about individual effort, but something deeper? The energy we carry, the environment we create, and the legacy we inherit? Today, let's explore an ancient principle rooted in Eastern philosophy, the principle of co-prosperity, a world where all mankind can be happy. Story of Mencius. Our journey begins with a well-known story from ancient China, the story of Mencius and his mother. When Mencius was young, he lived near a graveyard. Every day, he imitated the sound of mourning that echoed through the air. His mother, realizing this was not the right environment for her son, decided to move. Their next home was near a bustling marketplace. But this time, the young boy spent his days pretending to be a merchant, buying and selling goods in play. His mother understood this environment wasn't ideal either, so she moved again. This time, their new home was located near a seodang, a traditional school, the equivalent of an elementary school today. Surrounded by the sounds of students reciting their lessons from morning to night, Mencius naturally immersed himself in learning. He grew up to become one of the greatest philosophers in Chinese history. This story is known as Mangmo Samcheon Jigyo. Mencius's mother moved 3 times to give him the best education. It teaches us that the environment is not just a background. It shapes who we become. Power of environment and atmosphere. The environment influences more than just education. It affects our behavior, mood, and even destiny. For example, many students find it hard to focus at home during exam season. But the moment they enter a library, the serious atmosphere helps them concentrate. Even those who dislike exercise often feel motivated to stretch and move once they step into a gym. Places have their own atmosphere, and so do people. Some give off warm, generous energy. Others radiate hostility or coldness. We often describe this instinctively. She has such a lively vibe, or his presence feels heavy. This invisible atmosphere is not mere imagination. It's a reflection of personal energy, energy that shapes our character, relationships, and ultimately our fate, ancestors, and the tree of life. There's an old saying in Korean, inseengyokomog, meaning life is like a tree. Imagine this tree. The fruit represents you. The trunk that supports you symbolizes your parents, and the roots, hidden underground, but vital, represent your grandparents and ancestors. Just as the fruit is nourished by the roots through the trunk, our lives are deeply connected to those who came before us. That's why even in modern medicine, doctors begin by asking about family history, diseases, personality traits, physical constitution, and even tendencies in profession, often passed down through generations. We call this heritage, karma, DNA, genetic information. But here's a powerful thought. We don't only inherit the past. We are also ancestors of the future. The legacy we pass on will shape the lives of generations to come. The concept of chuk. In Korean culture, there's a saying about living a good life by removing chuk. Chuk refers to the small but powerful obstructions in life caused by negative thoughts, careless words, envy, grudges, or unresolved emotions. Even a fleeting look of resentment or a moment of envy doesn't just disappear. It accumulates as negative energy within us. And this energy doesn't only affect us, it can influence our family's fortune and future. Throughout life and across generations, these chucks build up like knots in a thread. If we don't untangle them, they can manifest as conflicts within families, strained relationships, bad luck, or even sudden illnesses with no clear cause. Think of a household where family members live together but feel like strangers, or a marriage that feels more like an alliance of enemies than partners. These are signs of unresolved chuk, invisible blockages that disrupt the flow of harmony. Resolving resentments, Haewon Sangsaeng. Ancient teachings tell of a divine being, the master of heaven and earth, who descended from the highest realm of the sky to the earthly world to resolve the accumulated resentments of heaven, earth, and humanity. He came to guide people toward a truth. called Haewon Sangsaeng, resolving resentments and living in mutual prosperity. When we align ourselves with this principle, we connect our spiritual veins to the heavens, allowing good fortune to flow naturally. The practice of Seonchi. This alignment is made possible through a sincere spiritual practice called Seonchi, which means to devote oneself wholeheartedly to receive good fortune again. Throughout history, Koreans have practiced rituals to ward off bad luck, eating red bean porridge to chase away evil spirits, flying kites to send away misfortune, playing samulnori to bring harmony before the farming season. But Seonchi goes deeper. It is a once-in-a-lifetime devotion to heaven, a way to untangle the chuck accumulated over generations, reconnect with divine energy, and open the path of blessings, not just for oneself, but for one's entire family and descendants. Conclusion. The principle of co-prosperity is not just a lofty ideal, it's a living practice. It begins with self-reflection, continues with sincere action, and blossoms as shared fortune across generations. By understanding our environment, healing inherited knots, and aligning with higher principles, we can rewrite our family's destiny, ensuring that not only we, but also those who come after us can live in happiness and harmony. May your life and your family's legacy be blessed.